So I'm just going to make a little unboxing video of Super Mario RPG. I grew up with the NES and also grew up with the Super NES. So I do own the original copy, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. It doesn't say that here, and I know it's a little bit different. I don't know, there's a lot going on if it's a remaster, or it's just a port of the original, but obviously they've added more stuff to it. I think they've added more characters and more enemies or something like that. I haven't played it yet, I just got it. I ordered mine, I had my pre-order with GameStop. So when you ordered with GameStop, you would get these buttons. It came with little buttons, which I guess is something better than nothing, right? So, we'll see how it is. Just having, a very young toddler, this would be pretty cool to introduce him to what I played as a child, Super Mario RPG, and see if, I grew up with Super Nintendo, he didn't grow up with it, and obviously this is a different era. For those who grew up in this era, we know what it was to have the Super Nintendo, and, it wasn't so much now that this game has gone so much in value, which is another topic which I kind of would like to discuss a little bit. It just seems to be now you have this people coming into gaming and they were not even in that era for nostalgia, and they're just grabbing it for the money, which kind of makes you think like, what's the point? That's not the reason why, I got this or whatever. It's not for money. I know it's nothing wrong with working. I have a full-time job and everything, I get it, but it's just, I don't see the connection from a person who's never played this, who didn't grow up with this era or this system. Maybe grew up with a GameCube, maybe that's when they're born, or, not even the 64 Super Nintendo was still around, maybe even, the Switch or the Wii or the Wii U, like, they hadn't, this was a whole different era. So, but because of the value of it, they're like, oh, I gotta get it. And that just is to a point that's a little bit like, you gotta step back a little bit and say, okay, is this gaming now? Or it's going into a little weird realm where people are kind of flashing and showing off like, oh, I have this, look how much it's worth. It only has value because the community adds value to it. The moment the community says, I'm not going to buy that for $1,000, I'm not going to buy that for $100, this is going to shoot down. This is just, for me, because I grew up in that era, so I see the nostalgia, and it's a good game, but, they can always remake them. So I don't understand that part. It's just something I wanted to throw in there because I saw that people showing off, oh, I got mine with a box and everything, I still have it. Okay, but, like, what are you doing with it? Like, you don't even have, like, play the new game, see if you like it. If that's your connection with it, okay, then keep it. It just seems very weird and odd to be in that position where now, I guess, everything is rare and, it's worth so much money, I guess. It's just a game. But, I think it's a lot to do with what people kind of selling. I just bought this because I wanted to, because I actually have, like I said, you can see I have it. I grew up with the NES. I grew up with the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo. That whole era. People who grew up in there, they understand like what was going on then. And it was a really cool little funny little fun gaming era. And eventually, you go into PlayStation, came out, Xbox, and that was another little era. So, and then now the Switch, obviously modern gen. But I honestly don't understand, like, why someone who has no connection to this, like, I'm sorry, it's just, you didn't grow up with this, you have no nostalgia, you just flashing it on YouTube and saying, you know how much this is worth? This is my game, it's worth how, it's like, but there's no, it's only monetary, like, that's just mix, and then then don't buy it, people. Just honestly, I don't plan to sell this, but if I do and I just want to make money off it, I guess I could just sell it. But I don't know, for me it just seems a little bit being worth so much, it's just a game. I mean, they made hundreds, thousands of copies. They're out there. Someone's hoarding. Something's going on because they're out there. Anyway, so this is really unboxing. Sorry, I went to a little rant, but it just kind of, you know, made me think, like, what are we doing? You know, what's going on? And, like, is there really that much value in it? But, you know, I'm thinking people are just doing it their own. But any time you stop buying this, those things are going to be worthless. And it's happened in the past. I mean, look at Atari. What happened? It just crashed. Completely crashed. It could happen again. But anyways, so this is a Super Mario RPG Switch. I don't like so much the front cover, honestly. I don't. I think they took a little bit of this kind of front cover, but it just seems very plain. It's like the characters, Super Mario RPG, and that's it. And like, it's just bland. It's just white cover, you know, the red on the side, and then the back you see a little bit more, which is kind of a typical Switch cover. But you know, I don't really. This seems very bland, honestly. I like this. I like that they show the world. I said that even with Mario Wonder. I do like this, that they're showing the world. Like, this is a pretty cool thing for a map or something. Looks nice. I don't know if this is a reversible cover. This is more like a map that's inside that. Kind of would have been nice if they would have put it in here. You can actually take it out and probably frame it or probably look at it while you're playing. I don't know. Maybe give you a little bit of, you know, back in the day when these games came out, you would get posters, but like but in the back you would flip it over and it would give you the stats or say, hey, this gives you a power up, this increases your health, this increases your attack, this increases your stamina, whatever. But here it's just a map, which looks good. I mean, don't get me wrong, the map looks cool. I like it. But I actually would have liked a little map in here, so I could just take it out, look at it if I want to frame it or not, or double-sided, could tell you, hey, these are the power-ups, these are the moves, like a little bit of information, you know. Even though now you probably, I mean, obviously you can figure it out as you play the game, but it's still cool to have that. But that's just my thing. But I do like this. I do like that at least they're printing the both sides, so that's something at least. But there's no manual, or I said like a little map in here, or like a little, you know, guide, like, hey, these are the stats, this is like the moves you can make, these are the enemies, these are the weaknesses, whatever, you know, something a little extra, or even like a little poster like this you could just pop out. This is the cartridge. I can focus it in. I'm trying to see if I can really focus it in. There it is. You see it? I'm trying to get the focus. I don't know if I'm able to get that or not. There it is. I moved the camera a little bit. Oh, that's taking some out of focus. But there you go. So again, it looks very bland, honestly. Just Mario, Super Mario RPG. I think they did a better job with Mario Wonder, at least. I tend to, just because he's ended up in landfill, so this is what I do. Not because I'm, you know, hoarding or anything. It's just because I'm like, well, this is the original wrap or whatever. There's nothing came in here. I just stick them in here, and it kind of creates like a little bit of a, like a little buffer, so it kind of makes it, see, so it makes it click a little bit harder, so it doesn't move that much. There's not that much movement, so that's the reason why I do it. So yeah, that's just an unboxing I want to do in my little rant. But yeah, Super Mario RPG overall, it's a good game. If you haven't played it, play it. You'll really have fun for it. And all the Mario games are really beatable. I never met or don't know, never don't know any Mario game that was not meant to be unbeatable. So, go ahead, try it out, have fun. Hopefully a new generation likes this game. There's nothing wrong with this game. It's just basically the same thing, just a little bit more. But, you know, again, I just want to bring it up. Maybe to, am I wrong in that? And that, you know, gaming has really made a weird turn where you have people with no connection to this game, no nostalgia, no nothing, flashing off on YouTube that their most expensive game, this one comes out, when you can clearly tell that, I mean, they're from, you know, the Wii or the Wii U came out generation. They were not even born during this time, so it just seems weird to me. And where did they get the money? How much money did they get from? Like, I don't know. It just seems like weird to me that this would be something supposedly in box worth more than, you know, a gram of gold, an ounce of gold, not even a gram, an ounce of gold. It's a little bit ridiculous in my opinion, but maybe that's where the gaming community has said it. Maybe that's where we've kind of had a fault. Where people are willing to pay that price, and who is willing to pay those prices? I want to know who you are, you know, because it seems a little ridiculous to me at this point. But you know, to each his own. That was my little thing. I'm gonna be playing this. I do stream on Twitch, so if you guys want to check me out on Twitch, go for it. I am trying to complete the whole Sega North American NTSC games of the Sega Genesis, and also I'm doing what we call the Sega Genesis project, and also I'm also trying to beat on North American Nintendo games. Trying to stream. I'm going to be posting them more up on YouTube. I lost a lot of those videos, so I'm going to have to go back and replay again to record them, just to kind of document me beating them. So I do sometimes a little bit more than other people. Like DuckTales, I'll try to actually get all 3 endings. Some people just beat the game and they move on, which is fine if that's your, you know, your thing of how to, you know, complete the games. I'm not trying to be a completionist. I'm just, you know, setting up my own, you know, NES challenge. That's what they call it. Trying to beat all the North American. I do have some non-licensed NES from that era. I haven't included the PAL version. Some people are doing the PAL version. So, yeah, just come out, have fun. I do a lot of races as well, speedrun races, especially for like the Sega Master System. I do enjoy Sega Master System a lot. And I do enjoy a lot the Game Gear and the Game Boy. So, but I do play other systems as well, modern age. Like I play Fall Guys a lot. I like the Fall Guys system. So I do have the Xbox. I do have the PlayStation. But overall, it's just my thing is just not really just, you know, having fun. That's all it is. So I'm gonna be playing this. Definitely want to play like the Super Mario Wonder. So I'll probably be streaming these just because I want to, just for my sake, just show myself, you know, enjoying the game. But overall, let me know if you're gonna be buying this game. If you are, great. If not, if you're just gonna be buying this game, great. That's fine as well. So enjoy it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead, be a subscriber. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and keep on gaming.